Light Milwaukee Open, getting set for semifinal action. Steve Timmons, the gold medalist, and his partner Adam Johnson against the Kings of the Beach, St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos. It is the coldest spot in America, according to the local weatherman, Paul Sunderland, and it is starting to rain.
Not great conditions for Pro Beach volleyball. Temperature 59 degrees, feels like it's dropping. The humidity is high, makes it feel even colder, and wind, a light breeze coming up off the lake. Terrible conditions for the spectators, but for the players, kind of cool, kind of comfortable.
Chris Marlowe with Paul Sunderland. You can drop the could be drizzly. It is drizzly right now. Well, let's talk a little about our semifinal, a surprising one. Timmons and Johnson playing very, very well.
Oh, I think they've been super the whole tournament long, and everybody's very familiar with Steve Timmons, two-time Olympic gold medalist, most valuable player in the '84 Olympic Games, and the red flat top. Everybody knows him. And his smaller partner at 6'3", Adam Johnson, both from USC. Adam has been playing superb defense between the blocking of Steve Timmons and the defense of Adam Johnson. That's the key.
And St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos, as I said, haven't won for nearly a month. Could this be the day? They have to work through the semi.
Well, the karma between the two, I think, has been a little bit rough, but they're a top team, and we say they've been struggling, but they've been in several finals, and here they are struggling to get in the final once again, so they're always a factor.
How's the weather going to affect these two teams?
Well, if the ball gets really wet, it will start to be a factor. It'll get very heavy, and it'll be hard to set with the hands, which Timmons and Johnson do a lot, and of course Randy Stoklos. So that would be a factor. Otherwise, not a big deal.
Okay, it's going to be a factor for yours truly because we're not going to stay out here and get rained on. But our semifinal is coming up.
You're taking all the umbrella.
Johnson and Timmons, Smith and Stoklos. Let's pick up that action right now.
And trying to retrieve the ball, dry it off on the sideline. Johnson waiting for the fig. Only the one-ball system used in beach volleyball. Indoor, you might remember there is a three-ball system, so the action is played at a much quicker pace.
And a good reason for that, though, is the beach volleyball is a very porous leather surface, and it weighs, the weight varies from one ball to another. And when the players start a game, they choose a ball and get used to it. You don't want to keep mixing it up.
The official ball, the AVP, the Spalding volleyball, and it'll take on some water, get a little heavier as the game goes along. Timmons off Stoklos. Smith has it. Oh, good set. And Stokey wails it high. Pretty good set there by St. John off the read.
It's the same shot he almost killed Adam Johnson on earlier. And I think he was going for number 2 right here. And St. John just going, nail it. And he does, but long.
I think Randy off that play needs to get back just a little farther and take a step.
One more step in his approach.
Johnson with the dig. Chance for a point. Stoklos says no.
4 or 5 good chances to score for Steve Timmons and Adam Johnson, and Smith and Stoklos have stopped them each and every time. Adam Johnson with a couple hitting errors into the net, and this one just a good reach and blocked by Randy Stoklos.
Score remains 12-7. Smith-Stoklos. Timmons has some blocks. Stoklos has some blocks. Of course, Johnson and Smith in the backcourt on defense. Timmons.
Well, that set was way back, and Steve does a nice job to keep the ball in play and record the side out.
Still, Timmons likes the low set, even if it's back a touch. And that's something that both players will get used to as they continue to play together.
Well, Steve Timmons broad jumps a lot as a hitter. That means that he's always got to be keeping the ball out in front of him. And once you leave the ground, you can't, go back and touch base. So if the set's too high, you're in trouble.
Stoklos cuts it right to Johnson, who trips and falls. Unfortunate play for Timmons and Johnson. It looked like a point coming.
They've had lots and lots of chances. Adams made some good digs. Steve Timmons has made some good sets in transition, but they're not putting the plays together.
Rain is let up for the moment, and Smith and Stoklos talking it over. Side out streak at 8, 12-7, our semifinal. And try Johnson for a few minutes here. And Adam puts it away. Interesting strategy that time. Smith blocking and Stoklos playing defense in the back.
I just think maybe Randy Stoklos taking a break, blocks all the time, jump serves all the time, and getting served more. So maybe just taking a little bit of a break, anticipating or looking ahead maybe to the finals.
Timmons now going to crank up the jump serve. 12-7, 5-point lead. Stoklos. And Stoklos, nice shot inside the block.
Superb shot cross court. Randy pushed up against the sideline, really his only choice to hit sharp cross court. knows he's going to get challenged by Steve Timmons, accepts the challenge, and just chops the ball inside out cross court.
Smith and Stoklos split up on the receptions, but the big redhead getting most for his team. Smith chops it up. St. John puts it away. Nice coordination between St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos. So once again, the rain comes pounding down here at Bradford Beach. We're going to take time out. When we come back, Smith Stoklos 13, Timmons Johnson 7. Here as the court is becoming drenched, but Paul, the wind is not really heavy, and I don't think there's any problem playing.
No, but you mentioned the only thing that is not a problem. The wind is not blowing, the rain is pouring down, the ball is getting heavier, harder to handle, and play goes on.
Stoklos taking it like a man, no shirt on. Here comes Timmons. The score is 13-7. Smith Stoklos have the lead. Steve Timmons and Adam Johnson, a surprise team in this tournament, made their way through the winners bracket. Timmons and Johnson have third place. We are doing really well. Where is that?
We're hanging in here the best we possibly can.
We have really drenched up here, trying to do the best job possible under the situation. Smith goes off Timmons.
You know, Smith and Stoklos have been playing better since it started to rain.
Yes.
They have really concentrated well through these difficult conditions.
Well, they have the good ball control. They are tournament tough. They have the ball control, seasoned. Timmons and Johnson. Actually, Steve Timmons at 31. He is considered a rookie on the professional tour.
The oldest rookie in all of professional sports. Not the sky ball, the rain ball that time from Smith Stoklos.
And Smith gently pokes it out of bounds. So the fans getting on St. John. Hey, what are you doing?
Smart play.
Smart play, but bad execution.
Yeah, smart play. He's tried that 3 times, and that's the first one he's missed.
13-7. Johnson and Timmons are trailing. They have an automatic third, which will be their best finish of the year.
You mentioned it, Chris. Very difficult to beat a great team twice in the same tournament. And Timmons and Adam Johnson looks like they're not going to be able to do that against Smith and Stoklos. Once again, in my opinion, all the more reason to get rid of double elimination.
Been a long semifinal, even though the score is 13-7. 6 points in a row after it was 7-7, so it was very, very close for a while. The linesman Marvin is wiping off the ball, trying to keep it dry. Not much you can do in this kind of a situation, but it's not dangerous for the players as long as the sand is good.
No, it's not like baseball where you have to protect the batter. The pitcher's hand gets wet and the ball flies out of his hand. The rain does not create a dangerous situation. It just makes it very difficult to play.
Well, let's see if Timmons tries to serve up the wet one here. Get a little drop ball motion on it. He'll go to the left side of the court this time.
Not going to jump it up.
Going to try right at St. John. It's a little tight, and Timmons has it. Scoops out of it to Johnson, and Johnson can't convert.
That's 4 hitting errors that I can recall from Adam Johnson in point-scoring opportunities. And maybe they haven't been ideal plays, maybe they haven't been great sets, but you got to get lucky or get good on a couple of these if you're going to upset the #1 team in beach volleyball right now.
13-7. Smith and Stoklos with a 6-point lead. Timmons puts it away. Well, one thing you could say about Timmons and Johnson, this is a team that can learn. They need to develop their shots a little more, but I think we've seen some bright play from Steve Timmons and his young partner, Adam Johnson. Johnson only 25, one of the best young players on the tour.
Well, they work well together. They complement one another, and they've created opportunities. We know they can dig the ball. We know they can block the ball. They're not jump serving now, but both of them have good ones. And, you know, let's look for them to come on in weeks to come as well.
Good passing and setting team, at least pretty good. Perhaps not as good as St. John and Randy are right now, but who is? With a possible exception
maybe Karai and Frohoff, but that would be about it. And I think that's the one area where Steve Timmons could really work a little bit, would be to improve his serve reception, particularly if, like Smith and Stoklos, people are going to serve him almost exclusively.
Well, Timmons getting some work out today. He's going to be tired at the end of this one. So is Stoklos, and still another match to come. Karch Karai and Brent Frohoff resting in their hotel room with the heat on. Nice serve. Stoklos against. Oh, good dig by Smith. On the left. And the dig is by Timmons. Right on. See ya! Oh, he netted. He netted. Timmons going for the big bounce-a-deer. He netted.
Got a little bit hungry. Got a great set from Adam Johnson on the move. Right here, Steve Timmons is going, I'm just going to bounce this into the moon.
And he did.
And he did, but contacted the net.
Good rally. 14-7. Smith and Stoklos with their first game point. Stoklos. Here comes Timmons. And Stoklos with a great move. Smith all the way. Oh, that's good. It's good. Here comes Stoklos back to the action. He's got it. Oh, he shoots it over to the net.
Not a Phi Beta Kappa play by Randy Stoklos, particularly at the end of one of the best saves we've seen all summer long on the beach. Tries to shoot the ball on two when St. John was in pretty good position.
What a
Here's
great
where
defensive tandem.
Look at the athletic ability. St. John on the fly. Now Randy with the backhand flipper. Ball comes in between the poles and is good. Now where Smith and Stoklos, they're scrambling. St. John makes a very smart play just to get back in and create the deflection.
7 serving 14. Stoklos puts it straight down. What a brilliant play by St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos, showing their coordination of 9 years together. Started playing together at the end of 1981. And St. John going to send it up, trying to get the raindrops in the eyes of Timmons and Johnson. Second game point. Timmons puts it away. Timmons and Johnson perhaps just a little frustrated. Their inability to get points.
And they've had, the frustration comes from having the chances. If your opposition is just siding out with great efficiency no matter what you do, then you just have to respect their level of play. But Adam and Steve have had chances to score. They just have not converted.
Serving is Johnson. 14-7. Score remains. 7-point lead for Smith Stoklos. Great jump set. And Smith converts.
Their side-out game is just tremendous right now. Steve and Adam Johnson have tried everything. Jump serving, moving it around, but St. John and Randy are just siding out with great efficiency right now.
Once again, it is game point for Smith Stoklos. Stokey has it. Watch for the bomb. There it is.
Timmons and Johnson were there for a while, but it was Stoklos and Smith who finished it out in the rain.